What a ride this was! On our journey from Brindisi to Pula, we really had it all. Welcome back to a new episode, Celina's last sail before she will get a well-deserved refit. All started with a missed flight at Zurich airport, then our luggage was left behind, seasickness was part of the trip, and we were facing engine troubles when the belt broke into pieces. Days without wind were replaced with multiple thunderstorms, gusty wind conditions and lightning all around us. But the worst awaited us at the end of the trip when we encountered wind speeds up to 50 knots, which equals gale force 10. I had never experienced something like that before. But enough now. Check for yourself and enjoy this episode.
Going back to Brindisi. This time I was accompanied by my dad, just in case George, the autopilot, still would not want to work. After we missed one flight at Zurich airport, we arrived in Brindisi. Our baggage, however, did not. Such a shame. It's a shame. Seeing Celina safely secured after so many months was a relief, even though one of her solar panels got ripped off. Must have been really windy here. While we waited until the next day for our luggage to arrive, we enjoyed a walk through Brindisi. One day later, we collected our baggage from the airport and could finally set sail. The conditions at this moment could not have been any better. Flat sea, winds from southerly direction at 15 to 20 knots. The forecast, however, for the next day showed gusts up to 35 knots, but as long as we would follow the Italian coastline, we would be okay.
Good morning. This is day 2 already. Yesterday was a horrible day. I became a night surpuculot. The boat was rolling all day long and I couldn't avoid it. We had to cross the Adriatic Sea now from the Italian to the Croatian side. We are about 150 miles into this journey, somewhere around Split, continuing now with this current and this very light wind today on a northerly heading.
Not lucky at all. The belt broke on the engine and it's overheating. Right now we're trying to get into the marina of the island of Vis in Croatia to get the belt fixed, or obviously to buy a new one. And well, let's see, officially speaking the marina at this time of year is still closed, but let's try if there's some garage or anybody at the gas station. Like pros, we docked Celina at the gas station over there, and the mechanic is on his way to change the broken belt, and thereafter we decide what to do. After the mechanic arrived at the boat, he realized that the belt the engine required was too short. But right away he ordered the correct size from Split, which would be delivered by ferry later that night. Obviously, at that evening we could not continue our trip. We took this advantage and had a warm dinner and fell asleep right after.
Well, We spent the night here at the gas station, as you can see behind, and it was quite a noisy night. Nice breakfast.
Andrea, the mechanic, showed up first thing early morning and replaced the new belt. The engine run was successful and we set sail. After we left Vis, we initially had quite good sailing conditions. The wind, however, changed and we were left with calm winds and a flat sea. It goes without saying that we were continuously losing time.
That was quite exciting. You can see behind me the Croatian military. They were coming over to keep us clear from the military exercise zone, which is close to the islands of the Kornati. And we are now heading 260, 270 in order to stay clear and not to get shot. Here we go, heading west. Now that was super scary. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning and we were approached by thunderstorm cells with rain, thunder and lightning, all the usual ingredients. But I hope everything passed and we are safely through this passage. This was a terrible night with thunderstorms all around, lightning, rain as we have it right now again, no wind, and our speed is a joke. I just checked, we have 119 miles to go to Koper, which should last another day and a few hours. So I'm afraid we have to go through one more night. And yeah, well, today it's forecast to bring some stronger winds in the, was it afternoon or noon already, with 25 knots. Let's see, up to now the forecast was not always correct, so we'll see about this time. Anyway, as you might possibly see, I'm super tired and I'm looking really forward to getting this boat to the harbor of Koper and get a good rest in a nice and comfortable bed, and the shower would be nice too. I'm looking for the wind. Welcome to this crazy trip. We are now back with some wind at least, but we have to hurry up. We have forecasted winds up to 70 knots, 70, yeah, not 17, 70. And we are something like 40 miles shy of Pula. And I want to get there as quickly as we can, because in this area they forecast these strong wind conditions during the night.
The wind did kick in and pushed us northbound towards Pula. At sunset the wind got stronger and stronger, and I had to get rid of the Genoa and rely on engine power. Unfortunately, with all the barnacles and weed on the hull, Celina wouldn't go faster than 3.5 knots. It was close to midnight when the bora winds started violently rocking the boat. The waves were still manageable, even though 2 or 3 bigger ones filled the cockpit with water. But the wind...
Yesterday was horrible. The night was... I hardly can explain and describe how it really was. We had wind situations. It was the local bora wind with 50 knots in our area and up to 70 knots in easterly areas. And we were fighting for hours over hours just to maintain this very position we are, or we were at this very moment. And after, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours fighting for this very position, we said, you know what, we need to do something, because this obviously doesn't make sense anymore. So we tried to set sail. I hoisted Genoa for a very tiny bit, just in order to gain some speed to get rid of, or to get away out of this area. And eventually we pulled ourselves free until, or only until this very morning. It's very windy here. Only after this very morning to face the same problems again, entering this harbor here at Marina Pula. It didn't really make sense to continue to Koper, because the wind was really literally against us. Everywhere we went, it was blowing straight into our faces. Tomorrow we're gonna move it to a little bit of a southerly marina, where they have a crane available to demast Celina and eventually lift her out of the water, because next Monday, Tuesday, she will be put on the truck and finally brought home for a refit. Yeah, now we just had a decent lunch, and to be honest, I'm so wasted. Not because we had a bottle of wine, but because we were fighting the entire night against the wind. So now it's time for a nice nap. Good morning. This is Celina's last sector to the Pula harbor. It's just another one a little bit south of the city, where she will be lifted out of the water and set on the truck. Today is Saturday. On Monday the truck will arrive, and on Tuesday latest she will be brought back to my home country.
As the weather forecast was quite bad, the decision was made not to continue to Copa and stay in Pula instead. We sailed Celina into the port of Veruda, where she almost immediately was put on the crane. Only then we realized how much the old anti-fouling disappeared and how much barnacles grew on her hull. No wonder we were so slow. On the next morning, a team of riggers disassembled her mast and prepared Celina for the road trip to Austria. The team in the Marina Veruda was very professional and helpful, and a huge thank you goes out to all of them.
Don't you worry about tomorrow. Let's stay up until morning light. Let the sun take care of your sorrow. And I promise the kids will be alright. 'Cause we don't want them all stressed out, running for their lives, a game they play, 1,000 miles of sadness. I can be with you wherever, stay at home or in a foreign land.
After Celina arrived at my hometown, the refit project started rather immediately with sandblasting her hull.
I've never been known for my cautious side.
On my first boat, it took us about a week to remove Celina's old anti-fouling. In order to save me some time, I decided to sandblast the hull of my new boat. And here we are in my cousin's company where he works. And this box, Celina, is right now treated with some sand in order to remove the old anti-fouling.
Just do my love and see where this road will take us.
At the end, everything worked well, the transport from Pula and the sandblasting as well. In fact, I'm super happy with the result. A job which eventually would have taken me 2 weeks was finished in 3 hours.
You're timid, no one could say, choosing to walk with the gale.
Celina is now at my friend's garage, where I have plenty of space to start the refit project. A huge thank you to Gerhard, who was in charge of the transport, and to my cousin, who arranged the sandblasting of Celina's hull.
And I'd stop thinking of the